All right, hello class. This is Michael. Today I will be giving my persuasive speech, and I will be trying to persuade my audience that the voting/election process is a sham. Um, it needs to be repealed and restructured. Now, before I get started, I'm giving you a little bit of information on who I am. I am a former professional soldier. Spent several years in Iraq, a couple in Afghanistan. I feel like as a former government employee, I truly know maybe just even a taste of what our government is truly about. The government is just a entity that cannot be trusted and absolutely does not have our best interests at heart. And I will give you a few examples. Look at Osama. Spent a little time in Afghanistan, and when that terrorist was apprehended, he was not even in the country that we had scoured for 10 plus years. Okay, another example is Corporal Pat Tillman, rest in peace, Ranger. He was killed by friendly fire. The story was covered up. His family was told lies, and eventually it came out, but that's just yet another example. And my last and final example, where I kind of want to drive my point home here, is the 2000 presidential elections, which at that time, George W. Bush became my commander-in-chief. George W. Bush ran for president against Al Gore that year, and he was outclassed, he was outmatched, and he actually lost the election. This is my opinion, but it also has I also have some documented evidence. That election was a sham, a conflict of interest in itself, simply because after the initial vote, all the initial votes were tallied, Al Gore had won. But a recount was called in a state because of the governor called in saying it was undecided. The state was undecided. And guess what state that was? That state was Florida. Again, which is a conflict of interest in itself, simply because Jeb Bush was the current governor of Florida. And that's, again, that says a world about itself. Now, I'm actually going to show you a video. It will back up what I'm saying. I think the election process is a sham, and it needs to be repealed, and it needs to be restructured, and it needs to be redone. So give me just a second, all right? Here you go.
Mr. Curtis, would you please state your full name for the record?
My name is Clinton Eugene Curtis.
And where do you reside?
Tallahassee, Florida.
And what is your profession?
I'm a computer programmer.
Would you please speak into the microphone so the audience can hear your testimony?
I'm a computer programmer.
Mr. Curtis, are there programs that can be used to secretly fix elections?
Yes,
How do you know that to be the case?
because in October of 2000, I wrote a prototype for Congressman Tom Feeney at the company I work for in Oviedo, Florida, that did just that.
And when you say did just that, it would rig an election?
It would flip the vote 51-49 to whoever you wanted it to go to and whichever race you wanted to win.
And would that program that you designed be something that elections officials that might be on county boards of elections could detect?
They'd never see it.
Mr. Would you answer that question once again?
They would never see it.
So how would such a program, a secret program that fixes the election, how could it be detected?
You would have to view it either in the source code, or you'd have to have a receipt and then count the hard paper against the actual vote total. Other than that, you won't see it.
All right. Do you really still think that your vote counts? Again, that entire situation was a conflict of interest, and it should have been stopped, halted, but it wasn't. That's in the past anyway. I truly think that this presidential election is just a hot mess. It has pretty much shown the world our weaknesses, and it has turned the election / voting process for supposedly the most powerful position in the world into a circus. And I'm being fair and impartial because I dislike both candidates. I dislike what they represent equally. So I'm not trying to be impartial on any of them, but I truly think that they have just made the United States look like clowns, look like circus. It's truly that simple. Thank you.